people, what's going on? Welcome back, man. Welcome to the Triggered Thoughts podcast. I'm your host for today, the original, the bombastic Verbz in the building. And I'm here again with my other host,
Geniusdan.
Geniusdan in the motherfucking building. What go on?
I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You had a good weekend now?
Yeah, everything's good, man.
Everything
is good.
Yeah?
Yeah, everything good.
Good. You know what? There's something I need to ask you.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is the weather like in your neck of the woods, bro?
It was snowing earlier.
Bruh, for real?
Yeah, it was snowing.
Wow. Bro, go on.
Just to let you know, them sound effects they don't sound as clear. It sounds distant.
Yeah, they'll come out clear on this though, trust me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I've heard it's frosty, bro. It's like -2. You know what I mean? And I tried to drive to the shop like about an hour ago and whew, I had to take my time, man, because the fog was thick.
Oh, seriously, yeah?
Yeah, man, like, I got very good eyesight, but I was squinting and taking my time and almost going over the speed humps, wronging with them kind of things there, man. You know what I mean? Crazy, trying to mash up my wheels and that, you know what I mean? You know? So, people, just for the record, just a disclaimer, yeah? I ain't got no background today, because my software has updated itself and I can't seem to find a change background option. So today, you're getting a blur, and man like Geniusdan is the only one in the camp to you guys that looks professional. So I have to say, I'm sorry. Oh, man. So
watch nothing we're doing. Not watching nothing.
I know. I need you a little bit clearer, you know, Genius.
What's that?
Just your vocals a little bit clearer.
Oh, is it? What about now?
Yeah, you're good now. You're good.
Is that a lot better, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah? All right.
Yeah, man.
So first of all, let me big up OG Panda Beats for giving us our intro and outro, as per usual. Yeah, if you're an aspiring artist, go on his YouTube channel. That's OG Panda Beats, and go and check him out. Freshest hookups, freshest instrumentals, there, ready for you to do some work. So yeah, listeners, I hope you're all good, man. You know what I mean? Hope you're as good as we are and that. And yeah, welcome back to the Triggered Thoughts podcast. Yeah, and thanks for tuning in. Today's episode is going to be about universal credit. DWP, as man like Geniusdan just said. My God! There you go. So let me repeat that just in case you didn't hear. Department for Work and Pensions, yeah? So, the reason why we've decided to touch on this topic today, and I think it's another topic that a lot of podcasts don't touch on. Maybe it could be an argument where they don't find it interesting enough, or they don't find it important enough. But we are the People's Podcast.
Yeah.
So, being the People's Podcast, myself, Verbz, and the notorious Geniusdan, we like to try and bring you stuff that's going to make you aware, enlighten you, yeah, prepare you. And universal credit seems like it's a bit of a setup and it could mess you up. It's there to help you, but if you're unaware of certain things, but it can fuck you up. Go on, Genius.
So, for many of you, there's a lot of people that are on universal credit. And for me, I've never been on it personally myself, but I've done a lot of background research on it. I know people that are on it. I know the ins and outs, the stresses that people have for it. the big brother element of it, and basically what it is that it's a form of income that people are given for them to be able to pay for their basic necessities, i.e. rent, council tax, shopping, bills, you name it. And the thing is, like with everything else, there's terms and conditions for you receiving those funds, government funds. But in saying that, if you're someone that's worked for a period of time, you pay into the system what is called NIN, National Insurance Contributions.
My God, my God, my God.
Yeah, so that basically means that, even if there ever comes a time where you're unemployed, then those national insurance contributions that you've been paying throughout those years is now something you can rely on in terms of income in an event where you haven't got a stable income, but it's temporarily. The issue with the universal credit is this: it's good if you're someone that's struggling and you don't have an income for whatever reason. But the problem is that the terms and conditions are for you receiving those funds. There are requirements. Those requirements will be for you to look for work on a full-time basis. So basically, you're paid your universal credit as long as you are looking for work, and that could be like minimum 30 hours of work.
My
It
God,
will now require you to provide proof of your job searching. So you will have to upload, proof of applications you've done, outcomes of any interviews, and then you will need to upload this via your journal. Now, people, I don't know if you noticed in the news, there's been a lot of changes, and they're now saying that if you have been on universal credit for a long period of time, they will put you on what is called the Restart program. There's a government-funded program that is there to help people that have been in long-term unemployment, is there to help them back into work, into secured employment. Now, one of the MPs turned around and said that if after a year of you being on the Restart program, you haven't found work, then your universal credit claim will be then terminated or cancelled, which then could leave a lot of people in a very compromising position. And especially if you're someone that's never worked before and you're totally reliant upon the state. There's a saying that the servant is servant to the borough.
My God, my God, my God, my God.
So I tell you this, people, there is a big shake-up coming. They are introducing a lot of new things. And with these new things, with these new rules, I'm hearing, I've read that there's, they're going to be, certain deductions. They're even looking on deducting money from people that are on disability allowance. It's crazy. And as you know, we're in a time where we have a situation called the cost of living crisis.
My God,
Things are going up, but the wages are not going up. You're finding that people are struggling everywhere. And when you're desperate and you have a family to provide for, you pretty much have to really comply with whatever rules and regulations that they have in place. And the thing is now, I don't know if a lot of people realize that universal credit, once you sign that, you sign to say that, you know what, you adhere to the terms and conditions. And that will be submitting your bank statements. If they now require you to submit bank statements just to make sure, you know what, that you're not working, you have to supply that. They check your social media, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. Once you sign and accept, you know, the terms and conditions, then you are now giving them, you know, legally you are giving them access to your life. Access to things that are personal to yourself. And for me, it's very big brother. But once again, if you're in a situation where you can't afford to survive because you don't have any sort of income, as in a job, or you're not self-employed, it's a problem. What's your thoughts, Verbz?
Yeah, I agree, man. You know me already, man. I always think that benefits ain't of the greatest help to people anyway, because the money that the government have decided is fit for people to live on is not necessarily a true reflection of that. You know what I mean? With this, I just think it's worse. And there's a lot of, it seems like from what you're saying, there's a lot of catches, a lot of fine prints, a lot of small prints that seem to bang people, to ordinary people, to rights when they sign up for this thing. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, the pros, the cons are not as good as the pros. That's how I see it. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think it's worrying times, and I think the fact that you're shedding light and bringing awareness to the people, letting them know what's going on, I think is a good thing. So if they do decide to get involved in this, or they already are involved in it, they kind of know where they stand and what they're working with, rather than being fooled by, you know, little prints on paperwork and conditions that sort of catch them in a bit of a web. Do you know what I mean?
My God, my God,
Yeah.
my God, my God.
I wanted to touch on something as well in regards to something that's called, well, how do I start this now? Change of circumstances.
My God, my God.
You got a smile on your face, man, like you're about to deliver something kind of mad still.
Let me tell people something so that they can take note. You can never think you can outsmart the system. Yeah?
My
There are some
God,
people,
my God, my God, my God.
they have multiple bank accounts, and then what they do is they will submit the bank account that they think, you know, no one knows about the other, so they'll give their bank account where there's no activity, if you know what I mean, no activity.
100%.
So if that particular account gets, you know, questioned, or they say, you know, we require you to, you know, submit your bank statements, and you give that account. Let me tell people something. The minute any form of money, income, cash deposits, bank transfers, chaps, foreign payments, anything that pertains to any form of transfer that goes into a bank account, they are fully aware of it.
My God,
Even if you think that you can just submit the bank account that you only use, or it's an account you use specifically to receive your benefits, they know about the other accounts as well. So you don't think that you can get away. I know a few people this has happened to, and you know it's sad.
You know people that got catch.
Yeah. You see what I mean? And the thing is, and as I said, because you remember the HMRC, the tax, they all work together.
Yeah.
Even now with this new thing that they brought in, you know, one of the MPs was saying now that the banks are going to be required to submit information. If they pick up on patterns or anything that's unusual, they will need to submit.
My God,
and work
my
alongside
God,
DWP.
Yeah, that's mad.
Track down any potentially fraudulent fraudulent claims. And then I've seen people saying, "Oh, but that, that's going against people's human rights. That's not allowed. That's not right." But remember, if you're wanting to borrow money from me, and I'm saying to you, look, these are the terms and conditions, you don't have to accept it, because I could turn around and say, okay, you might turn around and say, oh, that's not fair, but I'm setting the rules. You're borrowing money from me. It's either you accept. These are the terms and conditions. You need to submit your bank statements every month. If it's a problem and you're like, no, that's too invasive, then you just don't get the support. You don't get the help.
That's facts. I mean, that's facts.
You see what I mean? So you accept it or you don't. You see what I mean? And the thing is, what I was touching on is that some people feel that, they think they can, beat the system. They can't. The system knows everything. They know every single penny that gets paid into any bank account. So when all of a sudden your payment gets suspended, or you get a message on the journal, you have to attend the meeting, or, we need to see your bank statements. You turn up there with your Santander bank statement.
Hey, this is Santander, yeah.
Yeah, Santander.
Alright, man, I'm with that bank, man. Love it.
Lloyds, NatWest, yeah, Metro Bank. You turn up with the one, and they're like, no, we need to see the bank statement that's got the £5,000 in it.
My God!
They know every single penny. Let me show you something. A change of circumstance can be even as small as you changing your mobile number, changing your address, receiving money into your account from a relative or your best friend.
Stop.
Anything.
Wait. So you're telling me if somebody gave you money, I don't know, for whatever purposes, not a payment as in a service payment, just gave you money out of, I don't know, you know what I mean? You're my friend, man, hold that. Do you know what I mean? Even if it was 20 quid, you're telling me that's a cut that has to be accounted for.
It's called income. Every penny has to be accounted for, because imagine now, I ask you to submit your bank statements, and then we're going through the bank statements, and I'm like, okay, what's this £20 here? What's that £50 here? What's the £100 here? Because as far as I'm concerned, you could be working cash in hand. I don't know that. Every penny has to be accounted for. If your mum pays money into your account for your birthday, it's a form of income. If you sell your car, it's a form of income.
Carl, you're going too far now. Don't you think that's going too far? For real?
Mate, I don't set the rules. You
say you just play the game?
Mate, it's, for me, when I found out it's income, yeah, if you think if you look at it, it's deep. They still look at it as you're getting paid, even if it's getting paid. You need to, submit that. You need to say on your journal, of the same way like when someone's self-employed. When they're self-employed, I'm sure they have a duty to submit their earnings to UC.
Yeah, they have to do their own taxes, innit?
Yeah, and depending on the amount of earnings will determine if they take a certain amount or they top up. Does that mean? So yeah, everything. And the thing is, for the people that think that they can get away and they keep quiet about that, you run the risk of potentially being classed as committing fraud. It's serious. And the thing is, it's nothing worse, being, told to come in, and then all of a sudden now you're put on the spot and asked to explain, the proceeds of these funds, and you're stuttering.
Yeah, that happened to me still.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that happened to me, but I ain't gonna lie still. Yeah, I mean, I was in the past, I was doing some voluntary work, for a youth service, and when I was doing the voluntary work, they paid me like travel money to get to and from. Do you know what I mean? And they wanted to see how I worked before they employed me properly. So they paid me some travel money, and when they paid me the travel money now, I just saw it as none. I didn't know it was in there for a while. I saw it late, used it obviously to get to and from. So I was getting a train from, you know, all the way out to like Croydon sides and stuff. And then, I got a letter through my door saying that I'm being investigated for fraudulent activity. And I'm thinking, what the hell is this? I don't do fraud. Anyway, when I got to the allocated job centre that the letter told me to go to, and I went in the office, this guy, one of the benefit investigators or whatever, I came in and he pressed the recorder thing that was on the wall, just like when you're in a police station interview. Yeah? And he goes to me, can you confirm whether these are your bank accounts? And he took out 2 statements from 2 separate bank accounts on pieces of paper in front of me. And bro, I couldn't fucking believe it. I was like, how the fuck did you get this? Not that I was doing anything, but I was just more astonished with how the fuck they managed to obtain my bank statements. It was mad.
My God, my God, my God, my God.
Yeah, as I said before, they technology is advanced. They know everything now, man. It's useless in you thinking that you can beat the system. You can't. Now with the way that technology is, yeah, you're crazy if you think you can get away with certain things, you know?
Yeah.
And this goes back to, you know, people that are working and they choose to not disclose it. Very dangerous. Now, it's very dangerous for you to do that. And I'll explain why. When you're working, part of when you sign up for the universal credit, you sign and say that, you know what, you will report any change of circumstances. The minute you sign, that's basically telling them that you've read everything, that you're aware that, you know, and if anything changes, you change your address, you get a job, you're to report that immediately. There was a situation I heard of from someone I know that was working for a period of, I'd say, a good couple of months. They knew that they were supposed to close their claim. They didn't. They continued receiving benefits. And that person got a letter from the Department of Work and Pensions asking them to attend an interview. And they were told, prior to attending that interview, they needed to bring the last few months' bank statements. The last 3 months' bank statements. In the letter they made it aware that, you know, it's come to our attention that there's been a change of circumstances, and you know that you're required to report any change of circumstances, and you've not done this. And as a result of that, you know, we require you to provide the statements, and, you know, if you're working any, you know, sort of pay. It was deep. Cut long story short now, an investigation took place, and the person was found out to be, you know, committing fraud. That's what it is. You're working and you're receiving benefits. You've not reported that change. You've continued receiving money or funds that you are not entitled to anymore. And as a result of that, now that person ended up getting a criminal record. Because the DWP now has powers. They work alongside the police now. They can come and pretty much come to your house and arrest you. Is that serious now?
Hold on, you can come to your house and arrest you.
The DWP now can literally they work alongside. Yeah.
Without police.
They not them, but they work along the government.
Oh, so they come to your house with the police, you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying they could come and arrest you. I was about to say.
My God, my God.
No, they can, yeah. Police can turn up and, yeah.
So instead of them making this guy pay back the money and close his claim, they gave him. Yeah, but I'm saying instead of them just making him pay it back and close his claim, they actually got him prosecuted. That's mad.
There's going to be some people that are going to be made examples of, man, and don't be made an example of for the wrong reason.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Imagine you get a criminal record for something like that. It's serious, man.
Yeah.
It will, and especially for fraud. that shows up in your Equifax file, Experian report, CFAS. Nah, man.
You get
And
deep.
just to let you know, and you get fined £50.
What do you mean?
We fine you £50, yeah, as well.
Who does?
It's the DWP is £50 charge if you not report, for failing to report a change.
Is that in the paperwork as well?
Mm.
That's crazy, blood.
Yeah, man.
My God, my God.
And this is the more I learn about this organization, I just think, wow. You have some people, yeah, they don't like the invasiveness. They don't like, I'll give you an example. You see, any time, yeah, that this organization is suspicious of you, or they got any concerns, they'll get you to come in weekly. Because remember, the appointments are fortnightly. I remember when I was signing on, my appointment was fortnightly, and I needed to attend there with proof of all my job searches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I remember a few people I know, they were told to come in weekly, and then it was just random. They would just ring you and say, okay, you need to come in tomorrow at 12. Then the following week, you need to come in at 3. The whole purpose of that is if they have a suspicion that you are working or potentially cash in hand, that's a perfect way to just mess up your day, especially if you're working.
My God, my God.
Because if you don't attend, you get sanctioned.
Yeah, I suppose if you're not working, you should be available to attend the appointments, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And there's so many different levels. You got a low level sanction, a higher level sanction, and some of the sanctions can last for a while, man. But once again, nobody can afford a sanction. Especially if you need every penny.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So, my point is this. People, you need to know what you sign up for. You see what I mean? You have to read the terms and conditions, man. And if you know you're not comfortable with the terms and conditions that you're reading, don't sign up for it. The last thing you want to do is ruin your life, man.
Yeah.
Because you can't. Back long gone are the days where people think that where people were cheating the system. You can't do it now. You have. I'll give you an example. You have something that's called the work capability assessment.
My God, my God.
This work capability is called PIP. This work capability assessment is like 20 to 21 pages.
What, for the application?
Yeah.
My God,
It's
my
intense.
God, my God.
And I truly believe, yeah, that it's been designed to just throw people off. Listen, for you to go through that form religiously and really look at that, you get the form and you look at it, you're like, raw. You have to really, and obviously there's some people, but from the majority of people that I know that have gone down that route, they're just saying, no, I can't. They just put off. You need to submit medical records, proof of your sickness, proof of your illness, the tablets you're taking, how the what is it? The millimeter, the actual
The dosage.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
dosage, how long you've been on it for, the name of your doctor, the address of your doctor, what you've been doing, the side effects.
That's fucking mad. That's intrusive, man.
Listen to me. I'm telling you, man.
It's like an investigation within itself, isn't
I
it?
tell you, horror stories, man. It's not. Listen, and then and I laugh. I just laugh because I'm like, wow. But I feel sad for the majority of people. I laugh at like, wow, like the way that they make things so complicated, and it's like that these certain things are done intentionally to throw people off.
Yeah.
But the problem why these people are getting a lot harder now and stricter is because there's a lot of people that are playing the system, man. There's a lot of people that are lying about their health conditions. And the problem is the majority of people are doing that, and sadly, the handful of genuine ones are being penalized on the basis of what the majority are doing, which is defrauding the system. I'll give you an example. I was watching a case in the papers of this elderly woman, over £1 million in benefits.
Elderly woman?
Said, yeah.
What, skanked it?
Yeah, I'll send you the article. It was May. I was like, wow. People, you got couples that they say they're bedbound, can't get out of the bed, can't walk, but spotted on holiday, hand in hand.
That's the part you ain't touched down on. That's the part you ain't touched down on, the relevance of social media when you're claiming. I think the listeners need to know about that one, you get me?
Yeah, listen, man. I'll send you the article, man. These two couple, mate, they I think well over 70 grand in benefits. And they were bedbound. And they were seen on holiday, man. There was a clear picture of their faces, smiling, and does that mean they look no bedbound? They were walking up and down in the sunbed.
My God!
And they got caught. I think they got prosecuted. Yeah, they got prosecuted. People.
She said they voluntarily posted on social media.
Yeah, they got found out. I think back then they used to. Sure about you. I think there's ways and means, and then on top of that as well, you have people that have friends that they taught their business to, and some of their friends are dobbing them in, man.
Yeah.
Some of these people.
That's a big thing, cuz.
Telling their friend, yeah.
That's a big thing.
And the thing is, because if the friend is working, as far as a lot of people that are working are concerned, is that I'm paying for you to be on benefits. It's coming out of the taxpayers' money. So, a lot of people out, that play the system, or the ones that just generally don't want to work, they're at home watching Netflix, watching EastEnders, Coronation Street, Home and Away.
My God!
Bro, that don't come on TV no more, man. Shit.
My God!
You stay there. You know what I mean? And the thing is, and you know what it is? People don't want to work. People don't want to work, and some will say they blame the government, but for me, this shake-up has come now is because too many people are playing the system now. To receive money for free, and you're not working, you're getting the money for free, to now having to have a routine in place where now you're having to get up at 9 o'clock. Get up at 7 o'clock to be at work for 9.
My
work
God!
For money that you used to get for free. It can really screw your mind. It can really screw your brain. You see, you never looked like that, innit?
That's nicely broken down, because I ain't gonna lie still.
My God!
That's nicely broken down.
But if you look at it, can you see that now? Imagine, yeah, you're used to getting up at 12 o'clock midday. Sometimes you're sleeping all day. Getting up when you want, putting on the TV, and you're just getting paid. What you need to do is turn up every 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm doing this, is what I mean? And you're getting paid. So now, imagine you're used to this lifestyle for years. Just sleeping in bed, getting up anyhow. You'll get up to 10 one day, 12 one day, and that routine's in you. It's chronic. It's in you.
Yeah.
So now, a bit of pressure now has been put on you. We need you now to look for full-time work. We need you now to attend this in it. And next thing as well, you have some people, yeah, and this is what some friends have told me, that they will be out, say like they've arranged to go out Thursday, and this is something that they planned, a while back. They get that phone call from the job center saying, okay, at 2:30, you need to attend the interview with McDonald's. You've got to go.
Yeah.
There's no, I can't, you got to go. You don't go, you get sanctioned.
I know they're pissed off, bro.
Huh?
They're going to be pissed off, mate.
This goes back to what I was saying to you, where you need to read the terms and conditions. You can't get upset. I'll give you an example. There was, when lockdown happened, yeah, there was bare people, obviously out of work, and the people were applying for universal credit. It was probably thousands of people. As you know, lockdown happened, so they were not required to attend the job centre. So you imagine you're getting this money for free, you're sitting at home, then there was furlough, people were getting furlough, paid to stay at home. People are loving it. Now imagine 2-3 years later, you've never, these are people that, some of these people are people that have never claimed before because all they've ever known is work.
Yeah.
So imagine now you've gone for 1, 2, 3 years being at home, no phone call from the job centre, no attending appointments, and now lockdown finished. Hi there, Mr. Jones. You've got an appointment on the 5th of December at 12 o'clock. Please come in, bring with you, obviously your bank statement, bring in, let me know what you've been doing to find work. All of a sudden now, does that mean you do that now, and all of a sudden now you're finding out that you're on some intense work regime where now you've been now told you need to look for this amount of work. It's got to be this amount of hours. You've got to, upload this, buy this onto the journal by a certain time. You need to upload your CV by a certain time. If you don't, you get sanctioned. Is that what I mean? And people are now feeling the pressure.
My God!
You might be a single parent.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now you're told now that you need to look for full-time work, but you don't have anyone available to look after your child. You don't have that family support. But they're then saying to you that, we can sort out childcare costs for you. But you're that kind of person now. You don't want any stranger looking after your kid. You don't know. You have some people, cause where...
Fucking rightly so as well, though, isn't it? You the fuck want strangers looking after their kids, bro.
My God!
Yeah, I tell you, but the thing is, if you're told to look for work and they said that they're able to provide childcare, you've got to take it or you get sanctioned.
Oh, fuck that, but I'm coming off of it then, mate.
My God!
Yeah, but there's some people. Some people can't afford to come off it.
Yeah, I know.
Come off that. And let me show you the next thing as well. You see, this sanction thing is very serious, And I would say to people, don't get yourself in that situation, because if the universal credit benefit now is what pays your rent, pays your council tax, and you get a sanction, and something depending on the sanction, which could potentially last a month, depending if it's a high end one.
Can a sanction? Sorry to cut you. Can a sanction consist of them like stopping your money for like a few weeks?
Not all of it, but a good portion, a part of it.
So they can sanction some of it.
Yeah, I've known someone that's actually not had any money for months, or they've just literally they've zero earnings.
Wait. Are you for real?
Yeah, because they failed to attend an appointment.
Fucking hell, bro.
And the thing is, if you are sick, just say you happen to be a sickly person.
Yeah.
I think it's less than 3 after the 3rd, even if you're generally ill, you don't attend it, but you get sanctioned.
My God!
God! And as well, they can even reject footnotes as well. If you fail a work capability assessment, did you know, that your footnotes become irrelevant?
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, these people are dreading. I remember when I had a football injury, and I done my Achilles tendon, and I was out for like 8 months. I couldn't walk for, And I remember when I applied for benefit, because I was working before then, I applied for incapacity benefit. And they said that I needed to come in and fill in a form. No. Fill in a form from, at the time, this is about 2006. I could fill in the form from home, but I had to bring it in. You know what I mean? And I asked my friend to bring it in for me. And they were adamant, no, your friend can't bring it in. You have to come. Bro, I was on crutches, man. They made me work my way all the way in taxi and all them things to go to the job centre, bruv, to hand in this form, bruv.
My God!
Yeah.
And I just had the surgery as well. They're dread, man. They're dread, blood.
My God!
They're heating up. They're heating up, man.
He said it's about to get, things are only going to get worse.
Yeah. It's getting to a stage here where people are feeling the pressure so much, they're basically forced to terminate their claim. Forced.
Yeah, that's mad.
Because the heat is too much, man. The heat is too much.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
And we thought it was hard back in the days when people were on benefits. You remember they used to send the agents to come out and watch your yard and that? You remember that?
You don't need that now. You don't need that now.
When people used to be living in the yard or whatever and like say that they're claiming housing benefit and it's just them one and their pitney living there. Sorry, them one and their child lives in there and they might have a boyfriend living in there and the agency staff used to sit outside and wait in the morning and see if the boyfriend would be coming outside. Remember?
My God!
They're changing that. They got Big Brother now, man.
Oh, that's mad.
They don't need to do all that now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's mad.
You know, yeah. And I think for me it's quite sad, man, because I know they brought in a change now where people need to bring in their statements monthly. They can do monthly check-ins to combat fraud.
Bank statements are you talking about?
Yeah, every month.
Hold on.
I saw that's the recent thing.
Hold on. Bruv, you're talking of madness in my ears right now, you know. I know you're talking the truth, but it sounds diabolical, bruv.
If you see people's reaction on social media, on comments on the news, you know, when they upload the Guardian, you know, there's a section for people to put their comment.
Yeah, those comments are usually disgusting still.
Yeah, people are furious. People are upset. People are saying that the government are corrupt. They're saying that, you know, they shouldn't be penalising the people that are on disability benefits. There's genuine people that can't work. And it's kind of like, nope, you're fit to work.
Yeah.
It's got so bad. And I blame the people that are scamming the system. Because although they're doing that, they need to bear in mind that what they're doing is impacting someone that is in genuine need.
Yeah.
It's not right, man. Even people that are really struggling, they really need that support. They really need that PIP. They really need that, you know, disability work capability. They need it to go through. And because of the act of many that play the system, everybody gets tarnished with the same brush. They get looked at as suspicious. They get looked at as being ingenuine.
Yeah.
So as a result of that, now, you know, what would potentially allow them to pass now it's like 20 times hard.
My God!
You've got to be at death doors to basically qualify. Everything's got to be overboard. If you put now that's
a death doors, you know.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. I remember I was reading something, yeah, and it was, you know, do you need help getting out of your bed? The person put no. How long can you stand for? More than 10 minutes? More than 15 minutes?
That's the kind of questions they ask you, yeah.
Yeah. Do you need help going down the stairs? Who cooks your dinner for you? Are you able? Do you suffer from anxiety? What's your? It's like some of the questions. It's like, oh my! And the thing is, if you put that, you're okay. If the majority of your questions are like, yeah, I can do this without any help, you end up being told, nope, you're fine. You're fine to work.
My God!
My God! And it's sad because it's kind of like, you've got to be the worst of the worst to be able to even stand a chance.
Yeah.
And even then, they're inviting you to come down to see an officer.
Whereas even if you're the worst of the worst.
Yeah, they get you to come down. And
what's the worst of the worst case example, cuz?
Can't get out of bed, can't cook. Who cooks for you? My daughter cooks for me. Who does the shopping? My daughter does the shopping. What was the other one I've read? You know, how do you go? How long does it take you to do your shopping? Who does the shopping? How long can you stand for? How long do you sit down for? Can you bath yourself? Can you dress yourself? How long does it take you to dress?
My God,
How long does it take you to undress?
That shit's criminal.
Yeah, I told you, man. It's serious stuff, man. It's serious stuff. I tell you, and that's the beauty. You see what I like here is, you know, I'm very good at building connections, and I love hearing about people's life experiences. And I've heard a lot of stuff, man. I've seen a lot of stuff. People, you know, I've heard people, you know, even some people even record certain conversations. And you, mate, I'm telling you, a lot of the time I hear as well that, you know, sometimes when people attend, you know, these job centers, they look down upon, which is sad.
Yeah, man, I can say, yo.
They talk.
I can be a testament to that, man. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. Maybe the listeners might be able to relate if they've ever been in this situation, but I remember a few times where I've had to go on benefits because I've left a job and ain't had a backup option to fall onto. And when I've gone into the job centre and signed on, I've been like, you know what? Fucking hate this place. It's demoralising, bruv. I'm just trying to come in here and sign on for a few weeks to a couple of months. Find myself a job because I'm very capable of finding myself a job. And, you know, get off of this thing. And, bruv, every time I go in there, them staff members, they just deal with you like you fucking never worked for the whole of your fucking life, mate.
My God.
And it pisses man off, bruv. You know what I mean? You know, talking to you like, oh, have you signed in your job seekers book? Can I see it, please? So what was this that you was looking at? And where did you search for this? Did you know we have this website link where you can find this job? Would you be interested in working in here? Would you be interested in working in here? Motherfucker, I didn't come here to help you find me a job, bruv. I can find myself a job. I'm stuck right now, but I'll get myself a job in a bit, man. Don't fucking try to deal with me like I'll never work, you bitch-ass motherfucker.
My God.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just talk down on people all the time, man, and I've walked out of the job centres and had to check myself like, hold on a minute. Have I been unemployed that long? Like, these people are making me feel like I've never worked. You know what I'm saying?
My God.
So I can only imagine what people must go through that, you know, probably have had to visit the job centre on quite a frequent basis, or maybe have been on benefits for the whole of their life if they've got reason to. But, boy, even when you're working, the way these people treat you, man, it's just crazy, cuz.
My God.
Yeah. It's quite sad, you know, because as I said before, when you sign up to do that job, it's you're obligated to help the people, and it's very cruel and it's very wicked for anybody to look down upon anyone. I remember during COVID, the newspapers. I couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't help but laugh. The newspapers put, soon the universal credit workers will need to apply for universal credit, because I think when lockdown had finished, they were saying that a lot of the people in the job center are going to be losing their jobs.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because remember they employed all these people prior to the lockdown, so they needed more because people were applying for benefits like within the thousands.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then that's why in life you treat people the way you like to be treated, man. Don't you ever look down on anyone, because you could potentially be in their situation a year from now.
Very true, but I've also heard as well, with back up what you're saying as well, or to side what you're saying, I've also heard that the benefits office employ a lot of people that used to be on benefits. Is that true?
My God.
No, I've heard of.
A few people I know that do work in the benefits office, they told me they used to sign on and that's how they got the job.
My God!
Whoa, that's interesting. That's news to that's news to me. You learn something new every day.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting.
Also, that's why it baffled me as to how these people can talk to people like that when maybe a few months ago, couple of years ago, 10, 20 years ago, they were on benefits themselves and got the job through the same place. It didn't make no sense to me, you get me?
My God!
It's true. It is what it is, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, man. So, it's a touchy subject for a lot of people, man, but I'm happy we touched on that.
100%. So what would you say to the people then in terms of this universal credit? What advice would you give to the listeners, man? Like in terms of all the changes that's going on, you know, if they are signing on already, what advice would you give them, man?
Make sure you find a job that's going to be financially stable. Find a job that's going to allow you to... It's got good income, and that, you know what, you at least if you have to terminate or close your claim, you're in a position where you can financially support yourself. Because the cost of living going up, I think minimum 30k, probably even more. It doesn't really make sense in people kind of coming off benefits to then be on a low income, and then now you're struggling to pay your rent, struggling to pay your council tax and your bills, and you're left with nothing. Doesn't make any sense.
Does the job centre help you find jobs that can pay you 30k though? That's the thing.
My God!
No, this is where the restart scheme comes in. So that's why they've got the restart scheme, which they obviously invested, I think, billions into.
Break that down to the listeners what exactly that is, please, Genius.
What, the restart scheme?
Yeah.
Oh, I mentioned it earlier on. So it's basically a scheme that the government put in place where they've employed the restart program to help people into work. So what will happen is now the job centre don't get involved in that. They might find out how things are getting on. They still have to report to the job centre to sign on. But now what the job centre used to do is now being done by the restart program, meaning that they're helping people with job applications, helping people to job search, all those sort of stuff now.
Okay.
So the program lasts for about a year. And obviously within that year, you're kind of sort of expected to have been able to find employment.
So you go on training for a year?
That's it, the program lasts for a year.
That's a long motherfucking time, man.
Yeah, but then at the same time, if you want your benefits, one of the terms and credits of being on or receiving UC is that you will participate on the restart program.
My God!
It's also a mandatory program, so it's not voluntary. It's mandatory.
So is the restart program? Can I ask? Is it designed to last a year so that it can help people gain the knowledge and the confidence to be able to find their own employment?
Yeah.
Okay.
And obviously they help them with additional skills and stuff like that. So like interview skill, technique, applying for job applications, stuff like that. And obviously the addressing barriers, things like that as well. Okay. Anything that will prevent them finding work, i.e. childcare issues, traveling issues, anxiety, stress, criminal record, anything that's a barrier. So these are all the sort of things that they will sort of help and assist with, stuff like that.
Okay. Sounds reasonable, to be fair. I wouldn't want to be on it, but it does sound kind of reasonable.
My God!
So, okay. Thanks for that information, man. I'm sure the listeners will be, grateful to be able to receive such news on this episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got any last words for the listeners?
No, that's it, man. All I'm saying, people just be careful. Know what you're signing up for. Read the terms and conditions. Don't be ignorant. And yeah, just do the right thing, man. Always think if what you're doing will impact on someone else.
My God,
Always
my
bear that in
God,
mind.
my God.
Because that someone else can potentially be a relative of yours. It could be your mum, your dad. So, do the right thing, man.
100%.
Do the right thing.
Yeah.
One last thing I will say, yeah, a lot of people think that they're playing the system. Remember, at some point, if you reach retirement age, you want to know that, you've paid into the system. There's a lot of these people out there thinking they're playing the system because they're cheating the benefits, but they're just cheating themselves, because you're going to end up being the one that's suffering when you don't really have a pension. You've been playing the system, but really you've been playing yourself.
100%.
So, bear that in mind, man.
100%. Yeah, man, that's a good message, man. And I would say, some people out there, I know some people got proper serious problems where they probably are struggling to have work and they never have work because of it. But I also know that there's some people out there that can work, don't work, and I think they've got complacent in having their housing benefit paid and all these things paid when they're on benefits. What I would say to those people is, I get it, if it works out for you, but it's probably time for you to activate, your inner confidence, find your skill set, work on your skill set, go and see if you can get some education or qualifications behind your skill set and start trying to take yourself away from that situation where you can support yourself and you don't need the benefits. Because if you stay on there, and how things are about to change in the way that Geniusdan has made you aware, you're going to be in a situation where, the benefit, DWP, is going to take control of your motherfucking life.
My God, my God.
Yeah, so it's best you free yourself before you get stuck. So, yeah, work it out, man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah?
That's it, Verbz, yeah.
Alright, so for now, it's bye from me, the notorious Verbz.
Yeah. And bye for myself, Geniusdan.
And we'll see you next week on the next episode of the Triggered Thoughts podcast. Big up, cuz, yeah?